what's up guys? This is BoboJones over here by the beautiful California beach. Ooh, look at that coast. Look at all these beautiful mobile homes just chilling there, enjoying the breeze. It's been a while for me since I made my last video. The weather in California, as it generally is in kind of like December and January, has been really rainy, like more than usual, and so I haven't been going out that much on weekends and haven't really felt like making videos in the rain, so I've just taken a while off. But you know, as it happens, I've had this bike now for over a year, about almost a year and a half actually, and so I thought it'd be a good opportunity for me to kind of do a long-term review. Oh, sick car, Jesus Christ. Let's look at this. Let's be behind this beautiful Porsche instead of this fucking trailer. So I wanted to do a long-term review. I mean, if you've seen any of my videos, you know how much I, love this bike. And one of the reasons I love it so much is because of how much I've progressed as a rider while owning this bike. I've done everything with this bike. I think this is probably the most versatile motorcycle you can possibly own. I use it as my everyday transportation to get to and from work. I've done track days with it, and I'm able to keep up with the sports bikes when I'm on track. I've gone touring on this bike up the coast, and my wife and I are going to the Alps soon in June, and I've rented one of these for the Alps, so we'll be touring on this exact model. And so it's just been incredible. The only thing I'd say this bike can't do, and why something like a GS may actually be slightly more versatile, is that this bike, you wouldn't want to take this bike off-road. Even if you put it in rain mode, you're probably not going to have the best time. But you could do light dirt if you had the right tires, but more than likely, like me, you're going to have sports tires on it. And so it might not be the greatest thing ever as a result. But besides that, it's just so ridiculous how versatile and how good this bike is. I mean, even it's a little bit big, but I mean, I'm constantly like narrowly splitting in LA traffic, and it's incredible as an everyday bike. So I've been really lucky and I've loved it. And one of the reasons I think that I have progressed so much with my riding in this bike is because the bike is so friggin' refined and perfect that you really never have to, worry about anything. So what that allows me to do is it allows me to really focus on my riding, because I'm never worried about mechanically about the bike. Even when I'm deep in a turn, the bike feels so solid and so planted that I just never have to worry about anything. And that's allowed my riding to progress a lot compared to something like my Tiger, where the bike doesn't maybe feel as solid as something like that. My Tiger always, it dipped a lot in corners, and it did things where it didn't inspire confidence for me, and so I only took it so far. Whereas this one, I mean, everything, the suspension, the throttle, I mean, for a 160 horsepower bike like this, to have such a smooth throttle that I can easily split lanes at 5 miles an hour in LA traffic without the bike kind of like jutting back and forth is just insane. And so that has really enabled me to progress my riding a lot, because it does everything perfectly. And all of the kind of stuff on it is perfect. The cruise control is perfect. The dynamic, suspension is perfect. And it all works so well, and I can tweak it all to whatever I'm doing with the touch of a button, that I can really just focus on my riding technique and get really good at riding. Because this bike has never, ever, ever, ever in the year and a half I've owned it, done anything unexpected. And it's never surprised me, and it's always been so super rock solid in every single aspect that I've come to really trust it. And that's allowed me to kind of bring my riding to the next level, because there's nothing in the back of my mind that's scared about the bike, fucking up in any way. And so that's the main reason I really love this bike. Now, what's the counter argument to that? The counter argument is that the bike does everything so well that some people feel that it lacks a little bit of character. And you know, I get that. I disagree with that. I've ridden bikes with, you know, quote unquote character, and while I get it, and while, you know, I understand that that kind of, you know, character comes from the bike not being so streamlined and not being so like kind of German precise, that you know, that's where character comes from. But for me, you know, riding a motorcycle is already kind of dangerous, and so for me, having something, even if it doesn't have as much character, but that is so precise, and you know, you always know what it's going to do. For me, that means a lot. That means more to me than having something that, yes, maybe will surprise me once in a while in a way that I enjoy, but also equally could surprise me. Something like a Ducati Panigale could surprise me in a way that could scare the shit out of me and reduce my confidence on the bike. So this bike has none of that. It's insanely fast, but you know, at the same time, it's so smooth, and the power comes on, you know, progressively, but really strong once you get to 4,000, and then once you get to the top, it starts screaming. But it's all things that you expect. You know how the power is going to come on, and there's nothing, you know, unexpected where suddenly the engine decides it's going to do something that scares you. And I like that. You know, some may not though, but it still rips. Hello! And you still do that, and it's fucking, even at this point, that speed, I've owned this for almost a year and a half, that speed just still puts a smile on my face, and I cannot believe that an upright sports tourer like this just rips so friggin' hard. It's unbelievable. So it has everything. And I feel like I was really lucky. I came from a Tiger 800. Sorry, I'm in fourth gear. I don't want to upset anybody. I came from a Tiger 800, which was such a good, smooth bike. Also, the triple on that engine. It was very fast for a first bike, but it was never scary fast, and the speed came on again really nice and linear. But this bike, man, it's incredible. So I highly recommend, if you have the means and you're on your, you know, you've been riding for a couple of years and you're thinking about this, you won't regret it. I have absolutely nothing bad to say about this. The exhaust sounds good. You know, everything is crystal clear and works as you'd expect it to. And it's just been really incredible for me. You know, the maintenance on these obviously is a little more because they have so much tech on them, and so you definitely want to get your maintenance done like with a certified BMW person, and then, you know, for your big maintenance, you're looking definitely over $1,000. So that's one thing to keep in mind. They're expensive bikes in general. They're 20 grand, so, you know, you can get incredible bikes like the FZ10 now for, you know, not quite half that, but almost half that. So you know, you're definitely paying for this level of performance, but if you can afford it, and if you're going to be using this bike for a lot of different things, like, you know, doing track days and your everyday bike, you know, then I can't imagine a better bike, you know, a more versatile bike than this. I almost got the single R, but I ride with my wife a lot, so that's why I got this over the single R. And it's just been awesome. It's just been awesome. I go on long trips with her. She loves this bike. She likes it more than the Tiger because she gets a little bit of a better view, and she appreciates that. She's higher on this one, so she can kind of look over me. So I'm telling you, in literally every respect, this bike has been incredible. So highly recommend it. I don't think I could have gotten a better bike. I had some scary things with the with what I thought was the engine ticking and the cams, but it turned out not to be a major deal. And besides that, it's been absolutely, completely flawless. It's been just perfect. So yeah, I don't know what to say. I haven't had to do anything to it because the exhaust sounds good, so I've kept the stock exhaust. I've put these, I don't know if you can see them, I put these like tank grips down here. And that's pretty much it. I really haven't done anything to this bike aside from what comes on in stock. So just because it's been so perfect and the engine is already, the exhaust is already nice and loud, stock, and sounds great. And I do all my own oil changes on it, but anything kind of more complicated than that, I'll get the dealers to do. I'm just going around in circles here. It's a nice neighborhood. See all the nice beach houses, see what kind of construction people are doing, watch the airplanes roll in. So yeah, I don't know. Anyway, post any questions you have below. But, you know, I've ridden a lot of bikes since, and nothing has compared to this. In fact, I'd say that's almost a negative of this bike, is now when I ride any other bike, I can't help but compare it to this. And again, I'm talking about bikes that are a lot cheaper, but they're just, everything is just so much less refined, and you feel it right away. And it's kind of spoiled me and kind of spoiled riding other bikes, because while I still enjoy them and I love all different types of bikes, it's just nothing compares to this level of engineering and precision and just beauty that BMW creates with these bikes. So I don't know, I'll probably get some people that, you know, will hate a little bit, and that's fair. I get that you love your bike, and your bike is definitely awesome too, but I mean, take one of these out, it's just a whole other ball game. So that's it, guys. Anyway, if you have any questions, or you want to talk to me about anything, or ask me any questions about this, or you're in the market for it, please do so. I'm happy to answer anything, or have some nice respectful debates on anything that you may think or disagree with that I've said here. But anyway, that's it for me. I'm gonna just enjoy this beach view and keep riding around the neighborhood. This is BoboJones saying, arrivederci. Have a good one, guys. Ride safe, and definitely think about getting yourself one of these beautiful XRs. You will, I promise, not regret it. It's a whole other ball game. All right, later.